Also, apparently locking people up is becoming harder and harder, according to a senior police officer, suggesting that the justice system is in collapse and the Crown Prosecution Service is making a bad situation worse by demanding more and more evidence before taking cases to trial. Now, might I interject here and just suggest that maybe if police stopped their malicious prosecutions and false arrests of people, then the evidence threshold might not need to be raised. You know, just a thought. The senior police officer, who is said to have only spoken under condition of anonymity, blamed the COVID lockdowns for further delaying cases getting to court, with a wait of 5 or more years for even serious crimes such as murder were caused by a historic lack of investment. Right. Although they seem to find the time to get cousins in court pretty damn quick, and you can't get much more serious a crime than that. The Iron newspaper said that 1 in 4 victims of sexual crimes are withdrawing before it reaches court due to the stress and long waits, according to a rape support group, with the anonymous plod saying the criminal justice system is absolutely in collapse. The Crown Prosecution Service has raised the bar for evidence before taking on prosecutions, and this is leading to many criminals simply not being prosecuted at all. Not only does the raising of the evidence threshold take up more police time, it also prevents officers from tackling other crimes. The CPS has pushed the bar very high and drops a lot of cases or demands so much evidence that it ties police in bureaucracy. However, the Crown Prosecution Service have said that their evidence threshold hasn't been raised. So maybe it is just the fact that police's malicious prosecutions and false arrests don't offer the evidence needed to charge and try somebody quickly. The Police Federation has asked the government to make changes to the evidence demanded from officers before a case is taken on by the Crown Prosecution Service, which I think is a very bad idea. The police will be expecting a lower threshold of evidence to prosecute people, which will make their lives easier in their game of trying to criminalise everybody simply because they can. On Tuesday last week, the Police Federation said it was seeking a simplification of the disclosure guidance, which it claims is leading to significant pressure on police officers regarding the submission of case files to the Crown Prosecution Service for charging decisions. Ben Hudson, chairman of the Police Federation, National Detectives Forum and national lead on the impact of revised CPS guidance, another made-up role, said officers are struggling under an impossible workload. Police officers, investigative officers, detectives and specialist disclosure experts are compelled to devote significant time and resources to the redaction of case material to ensure that data protection laws are adhered to and personal information is not revealed, even between collaborating agencies. I think what he means to say is that police officers, investigative officers, detectives and specialist disclosure experts are compelled to devote significant time and resources to the redaction of case material that might make us look stupid or might hurt our case in showing that the person that we've falsely arrested is in fact innocent. Diana Fawcett, chief executive at the charity Victim Support, said, "Long waits for trial are excruciating for victims. Our caseworkers are supporting people who have been waiting upwards of 5 years to have their cases heard, with many having them adjourned 4 or 5 times. When it comes to the backlogs in our court, the current barrister strikes and the delays caused by the pandemic are only part of the picture. Long court delays have been an issue for nearly a decade. The government needs to take urgent action and invest across the whole criminal justice system to tackle far-reaching problems, ensuring justice is done, and to stop victims from losing faith in the criminal justice system altogether." A Home Office source said more than ever victims of crime are not getting the justice they deserve as a result of backlogs in the system and the unwillingness of the CPS to prosecute anything other than the most straightforward cases. What will happen is the police will start to use out-of-court disposals and early intervention to try and prevent crime and reduce offending, such as conditional cautions, which is a good thing for the future, but that is a 20-year impact, so we have to ride the pain now. Now, with police so keen to use community orders and the like, offering people who commit such crimes as petty theft up to rape, as we've disclosed on the channel, the opportunity to apologise to their victims, and if accepted, they don't get a criminal record, I find it hard to understand why so many cases are in backlog in the justice system. Seems to me that police tend to want to teach people a lesson for less serious offences, especially if they include being rude to the police, wanting to take the cases to court, but offences such as rape by certain people are offered community orders, which I have reported on in the past here on the channel. I fear that the police know exactly what they are doing and saying, and by trying to make out they are struggling when the struggle is a result of their own incompetence or ego, is simply laughable and should pretty much be ignored by all decision makers. This could give the police far more ammunition to falsely arrest and maliciously prosecute people who they deem to have offended their sensibility by not complying to their unlawful orders during, say, an unlawful stop and search or an unlawful entry to property, and will give police yet another tool to help them beat the public down with less recourse and less accountability.